Hello students, we are going to be discussing about the cyclic test 3 model answer paper of geography. The paper is for 50 marks and the duration given to you is 1 hour 15 minutes, right? So let's quickly begin with it. So the very first question which has been asked to you of climate, the city of Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh has a higher range of temperature than that of Chennai in Tamil Nadu. Why? This question is for 2 marks. Let's see the points. The very first one. Kanpur is in the interior of the country and has a continental or an extreme type of climate, resulting in higher annual range of temperature. So single the temperatures between the highest and the lowest, indeed there will be a wide range of temperature. Why? Because Kanpur is located right in the interiors. No moderating influence of sea or water bodies is affecting Kanpur. So they will be experiencing a continental type of climate, extreme hot, extreme cold during the seasons. Chennai, on the other hand, is located on the coastal areas, has a moderate climate due to the moderating influence of land breeze, sea breeze, which has helped in causing differential heating and cooling of land and sea on a daily basis. So this ensures that the temperatures are not rising up, the temperatures are not falling down, or moderate influence is being experienced by Chennai, right? So these are the two important points you need to specify while writing down the answer, right? Let's come to the next one. Answer briefly again for 2 mark question. Name two states that are affected by Kal Baisakhi. And second, how do the mango showers influence the state of Karnataka? So the first one, the states where you get Kal Baisakhi or it's affecting Kal Baisakhi, or the states which are affected by Kal Baisakhi is Assam and West Bengal connected to each other. And the next one is how do mango showers are influencing the state of Karnataka? The mango showers help in early ripening of the mango crop. That is beneficial for them, right? Simple, to the point answer, and you can score full 2 marks out here, right? Let's see the third next. The third question, next question. Briefly explain the role of Himalayas in determining the climate of India during the hot weather season. Second, during the southwest monsoon season. Third, the cold weather season. So let's see the first one, the hot weather season. The Himalayas are high altitude areas and are thus cooler as compared to the other parts of India. So during the hot weather season, the Himalayas will remain cool since they have a benefit of altitude, or they have an advantage of altitude. The next one is the southwest monsoon season. The Himalayas are preventing the southwest monsoon winds from leaving India and force these winds to shed off all the moisture on the Indian side, or else India would have completely becoming into a rain shadow or a dry region. So all thanks to Himalayas that it plays a very important role. But obvious, if I say it's acting as a barrier, towards the Indian side it will be rainfall, towards the Tibetan side it will be cold, dry winds which will be moving. Right? All right, let's see the third. Let's say the third climatic conditions. So that is the cold weather season. The Himalayas are forming a climatic barrier between India and Tibet. So basically separating the Indian subcontinent from rest of the Asia by preventing the cold Siberian winds from entering inside Indian region. So children, just to sum it up and to remind you, southwest winds, okay, the winds which are coming towards Himalayas, ये winds को बाहर जाने नहीं देंगे, and the cold Siberian winds which are excessively cold, वो winds को अंदर आने नहीं देंगे. Who is doing that work? Himalayas. ये winds को बाहर जाने नहीं देंगे, वो winds को अंदर आने नहीं देंगे. This will make you remember how these winds are being differentiated and what are the impacts too, right? All right, let's come to the next question. A very, very important and one of the most loved question, and also a very scoring questions as well. Okay, first you need to read the data which has been given to you. So study the climatic data which has been given below of a city. And now they have not mentioned which city is it. So you have to understand with the help of the data given to you. Okay, so let's first understand what the information is given to you. So over here, they have given you the names of the months: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Over here, they have given you temperature in degrees Celsius. So 13.7, 16.2, 21.6, etc., etc., etc. Right? And then followed by that, they have given you rainfall in centimeters, 2.5, 2.0, 1.5, going on, so on and so forth, all the way till December. Now, the first thing what I want you to understand is, where do you get the maximum rainfall in which months? Okay, so let's see the rainfall first. Okay, if you notice, the rainfall is the highest in July, August, September. Now, when I say July, August, September, if they are receiving the rainfall on a higher side, which means they are influenced by southwest monsoon winds, which also means that these winds are majorly affecting the western part of India as compared to the eastern part, right? So chances are quite high that we will be having some city which is belonging on the south, I would say rather on the western side, influenced by southwest monsoon winds. Now, what if these rainfall would have been on a higher side in the months of probably October, November, December, or November, December, January? Then probably we could have understood that this would have been probably Tamil Nadu or Chennai, because they get influenced by the retreating monsoon winds, and that is when they receive the more rainfall. So here it's clear, evidently seen that the rainfall is more towards July, August, September. So it has to be southwest monsoon winds. Children, by looking at the data itself, you should understand all these information. Right? Now let's see what are the questions being asked. First is calculate the annual range of temperature. Children, when I say range of temperature, it always has to be the highest temperature minus the lowest temperature of the entire table. So let's see, the highest temperature what I can see out is 33.2, and the lowest temperature what I can see is 13.7. So 33 minus 13.7 is 19.5 degree Celsius. Very important. If you don't write down degree Celsius, 1 mark will be automatically deducted. Although it's for 1 mark, but you can still score 0. Right? So be careful with the units. Second question, which are the hottest and the driest months in the city? Now, in order to understand the hottest and the driest, you need to see the temperatures, which is the least of all. Okay, in terms of hottest. In terms of driest, it has to have the least rainfall. So if I compare the months out here, I can see that the month of May has the highest temperature, 33.2. And if I compare the driest month, that is the lowest temperature, if I have to compare, it is in the month of November, as you can see out here. It is 0.2 centimeters. So here we mentioned it, May is the hottest month and November is the driest month. Very simple, to the point answer, and that will help you to earn 1 mark. All right, coming to the next one. Calculate the annual rainfall and name the winds that bring rainfall, maximum rainfall to the city. So the annual rainfall is when you have to add up all these rainfalls. So here the calculation has already been done. So when you add up all of them, that comes up to 67.4 degrees Celsius. No, it has to be centimeter because it is in rainfall. So when rainfall is there, it has to be centimeters. Please be careful with the units, right? And the second question which was being asked was, name the winds that bring maximum rainfall to the city. As discussed before, it is southwest monsoon winds. In case if they ask you name the city, what could have been the possibilities? So the answer could have been either Mumbai, or you could have probably written even Mangalore. Okay. Another one you could have written is probably Trivandrum. Okay, any one of them, or Thiruvananthapuram, whatever is convenient to you. Of course, Mumbai plays a very important role, very short, sweet, and easy to remember. So if you ask me, my preference would always be Mumbai. Okay. So if the same thing would have been considering the northeast monsoon winds, the answer would have been Chennai. Right. All right. Let's come to the next question. Name one soil of volcanic origin commonly found in India. Name one crop widely grown on the same soil. So the first answer is black soil. Volcanic origin, Deccan Plateau, straight away hit you. And black soil is the soil of volcanic origin, commonly found in India. And if it's a black soil, it has to be black cotton soil. So cotton and cotton crop is associated. Another crop which can be associated would be sugarcane. So either cotton, sugarcane, but cotton is the most important one because the soil was meant for cotton. So we say cotton crop is widely grown on this soil. Okay. Second option would be sugarcane. What is desilication? So desilication, also referred to as leaching process, is a process in which the nutrients are getting percolated. Percolate means absorbed down below the soil. They get accumulated below the soil due to heavy rainfall, which are washing it away, and they are accumulating and making them go all the way down. So this leaves the topmost soil infertile because all the fertility has been lost in the leaching process. One simple question, one simple mark. All right, name the soil which is first good for cultivation of cashew nuts. Second, covers almost all of West Bengal. Third, it covers the crystalline rocks of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Rajasthan. So the first answer will be laterite soil. Cashew nuts are very evidently grown in the soil. Second is almost all of West Bengal is alluvial soil because the rivers are bringing all this soil all the way down when they're coming down, whether it is Ganga River, Brahmaputra River, both of them are abundantly bringing alluvial soil. Third one is covers crystalline rocky regions of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, has to be again laterite soil, which is again abundantly found out here. Right? Simple questions, simple answers. So distinguish between the alluvial soil in the upper and the lower course of rivers. So when they're coming up from the upper course, they're coming up right from the mountainous area, and the lower course eventually will be on the plain areas. So that's a difference out here. So first, it is coarse, that is, it is rough in terms of particles. They're quite large in size as compared to the alluvial soil in the lower course, which is of fine texture, okay, quite smooth, quite fine texture. Second, alluvial soil in the upper course is dry and less compact, and alluvial soil in the lower course is more moist. Okay, in simple words, it's wet, and it is also more compact. They will be found when you pick up the soil. You find them to be quite compact, quite I would say together. They are bounded together. That's how it is. So that's again 2 marks. Let's come to the next one. Explain the term gully erosion. Now, when I talk about gully erosion, due to heavy rainfall, deep channels are being carved on the bare soil. So wherever the water is flowing down the hill, they'll carry these materials with them. So this is referred to as gully erosion. A gap has been created. Since it's removing all the nutrients, heavy load of loose soil, this makes the soil unproductive because all the fertile soil has been lost while the water was moving through these gullies and creating them. Strip cropping. So crops are grown in alternate strips of land to check the impacts of the winds. So one crop a little higher, would say some plant or tree is being grown, then again crops, again some high, probably trees or plants are grown. So this reduces the impact of the winds when they're bringing the soil. So it may happen that the fertile soil may be left out there, or they will also ensure that the fertile soil has not been lifted up out there since the wind's impact has been reduced out here. Right? So that was all the questions related to the soil. Now let's come to the next question related to natural vegetation. Right? Now, name an area in India where tropical evergreen forests are being found. Okay, Chin, there's a correction out here. This answer is seen out here. Not a correction actually. The typing has been divided. So first question is up and then the second question is down. So we read it out accordingly. So name an area in India where tropical evergreen forests are found. And second question is, why are these forests difficult to exploit on commercial scale? So the answer to the first point is that the tropical evergreen forests are found in the western slopes of Western Ghats, that is the hills of the northeastern region, and the island groups of Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, abundantly found. Second, why are these forests difficult to exploit on a commercial scale? So, due to the tangled masses of canes, palms, bamboos, which are twinkling and intertwining with each other, the ferns and the climbers along with them, they are basically found along with each other. Lack of means of transportation can be one of the reasons, since they are not able to penetrate through the forested area. So you can say that the tropical evergreen forests have not been explored because they are not able to reach and enter, especially when it comes to the equipments and machinery to be brought in, since there is a lack of means of transportation out there, right? So they are the least exploited forests. Now, with reference to the montane forests in Himalayas, answer the following. First, why does the type of vegetation change with increase in altitude? Second, name two trees found in these forests. First, in this mountain ranges or regions, temperature decreases with increasing altitude. The higher you go, the lower the temperature. So the type of vegetation changes even with the increase in altitude. For example, the types of vegetation usually find with increase in change of altitude is spruce, deodar, walnut, jamun, cedar, birch, cheer pine, blue pine, oak, even to add one or two, maple is another one, right? All right, let's continue with the next one. Again, these are two important questions, rather two important marks which you can score out here. Children, if you notice, these questions are quite direct to the point, more or less they're very scoring. And of course, they are supposed to be subdividing these questions. That makes it more easy for you to score, right? So in simple words, they're giving you a lot of opportunities to score. And the same, at least similar pattern would have been found even in the board examinations too, right? Let's continue with the next question. What are the two importance of forests? So you can name these functions, any of them. So one is productive function that provides various forest products such as flowers, fruits, timber, cane, oil, edible plants. It also provides a various types of livelihood to a large population because they are thriving on the products offered by the forest. Second is protective functions. The protection which is given to the soil right from soil erosion. A thick humus layer prevents the evaporation of water. That's secondary point. Regulatory functions. They can regulate the atmospheric temperature from controlling the carbon dioxide which is present in the atmosphere. You all know the fact the trees are taking in the carbon dioxide and providing us with oxygen that helps in maintaining the balance too. Forest also enables the occurrence of rain through the dew. They eventually are providing the dew factor that eventually is evaporation and even your condensation. Everything is taking place wherever the forest areas are being found abundantly. Accessory functions. It provides a habitat for wildlife and recreation to human beings. When I say the word recreation, so entertainment, you can say like zoos, biospheres, then reserves, national parks, sanctuaries. They all been offered by the forest to us, which eventually is more of an enjoyable experience. All right, let's come to the next one. Mention one use of the following tree. Babool. We all know babool. If you remember, I told you an example of advertisement, babool's toothpaste. So babool's bark and gum have a really good medicinal value. They're really good for teeth. Second is sundri trees, which are providing hard, durable timber, which is widely utilized for construction purposes and boat making, especially in West Bengal, near Sundarbans. All right, answer briefly. Mention two reasons for decline in forest cover. Second, how can corridors between the reserve forests be useful? So first, clearing of the forest over a vast areas, the practicing of shifting cultivation in certain parts of India, heavy soil erosion, overgrazing by pastoral groups, extraction of timber for fuel, they all are consequences of human occupancy on the land, and they become the major contributors to shrinking forest cover. So the dependency on the forest area has eventually reduced the forest cover. So any of these 2 points can help you to score marks. Next is corridors between the different reserve forests. They allow the migration of wild animals from one place to another. So that is also beneficial for them. Usually we get to see the elephants doing the migration from one place to another, especially in the reserve forests. Alright, so that is when the natural vegetation gets done. Let's proceed further to the next, that is the water resources. So first question, name the kind of irrigation method where a pipe which is fitted with a nozzle on top is used through which the water is sprayed directly to the required plants. require plants sprinkler irrigation. It's a nozzle. Second, narrow channels of equal dimensions are dug between the rows of crop. The answer is furrow irrigation. A crop relatable to furrow irrigation would be sugarcane. Right? Let's see the next question. Mention two ideal conditions for construction of tube well. What are the conditions required for construction of tube well? So first, availability of plentiful of water at a greater depth so that the pipe can reach all the way out there. Second, the level land and soft soil for the tube wells to be set up. And third, availability of regular cheap electricity which can ensure that they are running the tube wells and extraction of the water can be done. Fourth, large fertile area in the surrounding area where it can supply this water. So the irrigation can be, okay, kindly ignore the word and. Anyway, so any of these two ideal conditions can help you to score 2 marks. All right. With reference to the canal irrigation, answer the following now. What are the two types of irrigation canals? So first, we have the inundation canals and perennial canals. So second question is, in which category do most of the canals in India belong? The answer, in India, most of the canals are belonging to perennial canals because they are adjoining to the dams. Next, name an important state in North India where canal irrigation is practiced. So Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, wherever you find the dams are being formed. That is where you find the canal irrigations to be found on an abundant basis. All right, mention one advantage and two disadvantages of tube well irrigation. Any of these can be one advantage for you. One, easier to bring up the large amount of water in a very short period of time. Second, bringing up clean water from the subsoil. Third, can irrigate a large area of agricultural land with so much of supply of water. Fourth, a perennial means of irrigation as it is drilled up to permanent water table, so continuous supply of water is available to them. Fifth, an independent source of irrigation. At any point of time, you can independently utilize it the way you want it. Disadvantage first, excessive use of tube well can also at times lead to depletion of groundwater. Secondly, it is useless if at all the water is brackish. Brackish is unfit water, having more salt, probably unfit due to polluted water. And thirdly, it is expensive as it requires continuous supply of electricity, which adds up to the costing of the farmer. So at times they may not prefer using a tube well. Right? So children, that brings us to the last question that is dealing with the industries. Let's talk about them. So in what way does the cotton industry contribute to the economy of India? So first, India is one of the largest producers and exporters of cotton textiles in the world. Secondly, it is directly or indirectly supporting more than 40% of the country's labor force. So if I consider this in terms of labor force, yes, a lot of people are getting jobs. So indeed, it plays an important role in Indian economy in terms of employment and revenue generation, right? Second, why sugar factories should be near the fields? Give reason. So as sugarcane is a bulky crop, bulky means it occupies a lot of space. It at times becomes difficult to transport, and it also sucrose content, the sugar content which is helping us. In simple words, the sugarcane juice. It goes on decreasing rapidly the moment it's taken up from the crop. It's cut with the sickle and it's removed. It starts losing its sucrose content. So it has to be consumed within 24 hours, or else eventually all the sucrose content will be lost, and eventually sugarcane will become a weight loss crop. It will be having no sugarcane juice or the sucrose content, and it will be of no use. So in order to avoid that time consumption and the wastage of time, nearby sugarcane factories have been set up towards the field. All right, let's come to the next one. 3 questions. Answer the following. Any two important byproducts of the sugar industry: molasses, press mud, bagasse. They are important byproducts. Any two, you can write it down. Two cities that have leading software companies. So two important leading software companies will be Bengaluru and Hyderabad. The iron and steel plant set up in German collaboration. So the iron and steel plant set up with German collaboration is Rourkela Steel Plant. All right, so that is again simple 3 questions, simple 3 answers, and 3 full marks. With respect to the TISCO, answer the following. Where is the plant located? The answer is Jamshedpur in Jharkhand. Name the states that provided with labor force: Bihar, West Bengal, Jharkhand itself, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh. In simple words, the neighboring states which are found along Jharkhand. Which river provides the water to the plant? Karkai and Subarnarekha. So these are the rivers which are supposed to be providing, and these are the answers eventually which have been asked to you in the questions in the test paper of cyclic test 3. Very simple answers, and trust me on this, you can score full marks in geography. I have been telling you time and again, and trust me on this, looking at these questions, that will give you that faith and will motivate you to score the full marks, right? So I hope this has helped you out, and please ensure you're correcting your answers, you're ensuring you're bringing out your mistakes, looking at these model answers, understanding it, and trust me on this, this will help you to score full marks in the following exams, right? For as of now, thank you so much. Wishing you all the very best for your upcoming examinations. Stay safe, stay home, and please take all the examinations equally seriously and try to score the best of the best marks. My good wishes to you. Take care.